Hey guys, did you ever just play Undertale but you wish it was much harder? Well, Undertale Hard Mode exists. You can enable it by putting your name as Frisk. It's Undertale, but even harder. And you can only play through the ruins. Damn it! Apparently, Toby Fox never really finished Undertale Hard Mode. I can understand why, since remaking a game with just a changed difficulty is hard. No pun intended. Sure, there's a bunch of fan games about Undertale Hard Mode, like FDY Sans Hard Mode and... Oh god. But there's even takes on Undertale Hard Mode, and we'll be talking about a specific Undertale Hard Mode take called Undertale Hard Mode Wonderful Idea is an Undertale Hard Mode take which is owned by MisterKaze Presents, which contains a bunch of changes to the characters' designs, personality, and there's also changes to the story. It's like changing the whole game, which is pretty neat, but there is some ups and downs about the take, and that's what we're going to talk about. First off, why can you only play in Genocide? Why can't you play in Pacifist? That's one of the main reasons you play Undertale, to do both of the routes. That's what I hate about fan games nowadays. Most of them are fucking genocide! I'm starting to think that Pacifist is losing popularity now. Yeah, it's probably the best route in Undertale. Just... why? The designs and sprites of most of the characters actually look really good. Like example, Papyrus. Papyrus's armor now, which looks really cool. I'm gonna guess that he got the armor from the Royal Guard. But the blue bone sword that Papyrus is holding is kind of weird. Logically, since he has a blue bone, wouldn't that mean that he has to stay there for probably a really long time unless he drops it? He could just have a normal bone and it will make much more sense. Speaking of Papyrus, let's look at Sans' design. I like that Sans is doing a side pose instead of just a normal standing pose. But in the second phase, how the fuck can his eye glow both blue and yellow at the same time? How does that work? Same for bows. Why are some of them yellow? Also, why is half of Sans' face fucking black? Okay, I think I'm calm now. But now, let's look at the person that is right next to him in the whole battle, which is Asgore. My favorite character, and at the same time, a really underrated character. Nothing is really that different in the first phase, but in phase 2, yeah, again, nothing is really that special. I guess Asgore's glowing eyes are decent, but I'm pretty sure it's fanon, since his eyes only glow for a small amount of time, not for an entire fight. In this game, there's 4 phases in total. The first phase contains the Sans and Asgore fight, nothing really that special. The second phase contains— oh shit, Sans is dying! Wait, what's Asgore doing? Oh, apparently Asgore healed Sans. Wow, I didn't know Asgore can heal now. And again, it's just a Sans and Asgore fight. Oh shit, Sans is dying! Again! Oh, I'm sure Asgore's gonna heal him again. Wait, he's not going to? Oh, okay. The third phase contains... wait, where the hell did you come from, Gaster? Wait. Before we talk about Gaster, I almost forgot about a special guest coming onto this episode. You will see the special guest after the screen fades out. I'm waiting. There we go.
Hey autists, Fat Autistic Kid here. I thank Glitchy for inviting me to collaborate with him to work on this video. First of all, I would like to make things clear that I am no Wonderful Idea hater in the slightest. I just want to get that out of the way because not many people actually know my opinion about this project, since I mostly joke about the name, calling it a terrible idea, which is understandably the reason why people think I hate the project, which isn't exactly true. Anyways, I thought I'd like to talk about a few positives for this project. For starters, I think the music is great and fits quite well with the hard mode aesthetic for the project, and I hope more comes out in terms of music because I think it's really good. The sprites are also good, which is hard to really say considering any big project, Last Breath, doesn't really have much good sprites in the slightest. The animations are also fluent, which is pretty good. And the OST video which Kaze made was really good. And the thing is, I really like his editing style and I hope he continues more with it, because he does put a lot of effort into his content, and I would really like to see more out of that. However, this is where the real problems start to shine through, and it's, ironically, the ideas. I think the biggest problem in terms of these ideas, and especially the representation of these problems, is Gaster himself. In my opinion, the way that he appears seems incredibly forced in and only for fan service. Like, the way he also comes back is just so illogical. Read this. This literally does not make sense in the slightest. It goes off the basis that, well, we don't know what the magic is made of from the barrier, so let's just use it as a convenient way for this man to appear for no reason. It literally breaks Undertale logic so badly. And in Undertale, we barely even know who Gaster was. He was the raw scientist before Alphys and died due to his creation. And which one of the G followers literally stated that he was shattered across time and space. Like, we don't see that he can suddenly yeet himself into existence all because of the barrier, which has nothing to do with him. Like, this is so illogical that Last Breath has more of a logical reasoning for his appearance in the game. Think of that very carefully. Last Breath has a more logical reason. And I'm not even saying that it's good. Like, it's terrible. Like, he can't just yeet himself into existence and teach Sans magic tricks. Like, no. That's not how it works. But Wonderful Idea, this is far more illogical, and one of the biggest problems I have. And within this same section, another aspect which I just despise is the way that he absorbs the souls and becomes Delta Gaster. Like, look, I legitimately laughed at that, because it was just stupid. And the old design in general looks like a joke. Like, it looks like an April Fool's joke, and it's not even serious. Like, I know it must have had a lot of effort put into it, but I just don't like how it fits at all. Like, it just doesn't. Overall, I just don't like how Gaster is in the project. It's just so illogical. And if he was removed, to be honest, I think it would have been a lot better. Especially how it's literally a ripoff of the Omega Flowey fight. And again, Gaster in the project just doesn't serve any purpose to the project whatsoever. Also, this is a smaller issue, but how the hell can Frisk slowly turn into Kara? Like, what? That's not how it works, right? Also, one of the big problems I have is how Sans and Asgore don't even absorb the human souls. This just doesn't make sense. Like, first of all, if Asgore were truly scared of absorbing the human souls himself, then what was the entire purpose of collecting the souls to begin with? What happened to all of that establishment of Asgore trying to kill the humans, or, at least everyone else, so he could free the underground for everyone? Why is he now scared of all of this? Like, this just doesn't make sense. And this also begs the question of the entire purpose of the Royal Guard. Like, if they were to kill humans for Asgore, then why the hell does he not absorb the souls? Like, this doesn't make sense. And again, this completely contradicts the purpose of having Asgore literally absorb the souls to the 7 human souls to escape from the underground, so that everyone can be free from the pain they had to go through by being stuck inside this place for God knows how long. Like, to be honest, this paints Asgore as a lot more of a coward than a troubled king. And the thing is, I wouldn't deny that someone like him would be scared to do such a thing, but to the point where he doesn't do it entirely, especially if it's for the purpose of fighting a huge threat like a human who literally killed the entirety of the monsters underground, is just ridiculous. Like, why would you not do that at all? Now, I'm not saying Sans should absorb the souls. I'm not really saying that really makes sense in the slightest. But I'm saying that the fact that Asgore doesn't do it at all just doesn't make sense. And especially in such a dire situation. And here we have another major issue that bothers me. And this is the character personalities. Wonderful Idea is established that the characters' personalities are very amplified, but to be honest, they just seem so fanon to me. Like, Sans, for instance, acts so out of character considering how he really acts in Undertale. Like, he's really angry when that's not who he was. He was never angry. He was only very serious in the most extreme cases. But even when Sans was, you fight him in Undertale, he still has his original self in the game. He still makes jokes. He still kind of acts like his jokingly self, even though he's a lot more serious. But to be honest, the way that Sans and a lot of the characters have been fanonized in the community is not just Wonderful Idea's fault. I mean, I don't even blame Wonderful Idea in this sense. But the fact that it does this really disappoints me, especially when projects like Last Breath don't help as they set in stone the Sans should be overly angry and destined for revenge. This is not how you do it. Now, that's all it for me, but don't go off to think that I hate this project because of some flaws that I don't like. But the thing is, that's not true. I still like what this project has offered, and especially how much it has motivated many people to work on their own Undertale projects, I myself included, so I'm glad it exists. But there's just a few things I wanted to touch upon that I just didn't like. Now, people can take this information if they will. Like, the team might see this and not even consider changing anything about it, and that's fine. I'm just stating my actual opinion because I feel like people don't understand me enough due to how I mostly act like a joke on the internet, which is not how I usually act on Discord, which, if you all know me, I'm a lot more mature there. And I really hope people see that side of me, because I love being in this whole fat autistic kid persona, but people really need to see my other side, the whole Urnix side of stuff, so I really want people to understand that as well. And again, I would like to thank Glitchy for allowing me to discuss my opinions, and I'll be heading off, because me and Minecraft Story Mode have some unfinished business.
Thank you, Urnix, for your commentary on Wonderful Idea. But about Phase 3 and 4, I agree with Urnix. It doesn't make sense that the game randomly transitions from Asgore and Sans to Gaster. And that Gaster apparently came from the barrier. That literally doesn't make any sense. And then in Phase 4, Gaster just turns into a goddamn Omega Flowey ripoff. To be honest, just remove Gaster in general, and I'm pretty sure the game will be much better. Hey guys, Future Glitchy here. I didn't put this in the script earlier because I didn't feel like talking about them, but now I'm here talking about them. You might be asking, talking about what? About Asgore and Sans not taking the souls before Gaster, Frisk slowly turning into Chara, and the changes to the personalities, or the amplified personalities. First, about Asgore or Sans not taking the souls before Gaster did. Like Urnix said, if Asgore is scared to take the souls, why did he even collect them in the first place? Asgore can literally just absorb the souls and kill the human. So can Sans take the souls and kill the human, but to be honest, I think the battle is just going to be another Omega Flowery fight ripoff. Secondly, it doesn't make any sense that Frisk is slowly turning into Chara, or Kara. Frisk was always Frisk, sure. Frisk can give their souls to Kara, and it would make a bit sense, but still. And Chara's a ghost, or a spirit, not an actual human, and she kills you at the end of Genocide. Lastly, about the personalities, as this comment shows here, how does Sans suddenly not become lazy anymore? And Alphys wouldn't be shy anymore. Like, what? Besides, I think those changes to the personalities make the characters less interesting. That's all I have to say. Now let's go to part 4. The quality of this game is really good. The music sounds amazing and the sprites look really good. But some of the characters and concepts are not so good. Like example, Asgore healing Sans after he's been hit, or Gaster appearing out of fucking nowhere. Or from the magic of the barrier. But other than that, the quality is really good. Conclusion. Try changing and removing some things from your game caves. Like, remove Gaster. He basically ruins the whole game. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Urnix, for participating in this collab. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.